Good evening, guys. This is Levin in here doing another video for you. And this video is basically going to be on the easiest way in order to get Valor points. So I tried this video earlier and everything, but then I cannot go through and figure out how to do basically a purchase on my computer without showing it in the video with all my credit card information or check card information. So therefore, I'm not doing that. So I ended up doing it on my phone. So you will notice that I already did the purchase and everything, but I'm going to explain to you what I did. So this video is about Valor points and how to get them easily. At least the easiest one right now. Okay, so the very first thing that you'll notice is whenever you're going through and trying to do any type of research, you have either one of two things that you need to go through and have in order to be able to do the research. Either Valor points, where it has this little symbol up here in the upper right. It's like a blue background, and it's got like a white skull. Or you have the red one with the golden symbol of a star. That's going to be your conquest points. So what I have currently is Guardsman level 8. Now, for those of you that are doing like trying to figure out what way to go through and build up to the highest level that you possibly can, you can either go through and just concentrate on strict guardsmen and build up vertically as fast as you possibly can, or you can do like guardsmen, then monsters, and then engineer corps, and then a little bit of archaeology and everything, and kind of balance it on out. For me, I would highly, highly suggest that you don't balance it. Basically, what you do is you have it to where you go straight guardsmen, every single, one, all the way on up as high as you want to get in a fast pace, and then basically go through and stop and settle out. And when you're doing this, you're going to basically need to be bubbled. So a bubble costs you roughly about $5 a week. So if you're not planning on fighting other players and everything, then doing this would be absolutely a perfectly fine thing to do. Do Guardsman level 2, Guardsman level 3, Guardsman level 4, Guardsman level 5, Guardsman level 6. But as you get higher, it gets a lot more difficult to go from one level to the next level. So the jump between 6 and 7 is huge. The jump between 7 and 8 is much, much bigger. So the best way to basically go through and let you know as far as how much it costs or whatever in Valor points in order to get there, it is basically you have to do a times 10 for how much it's going to cost you. Now, like, sometimes it's a times 10, sometimes it's a times 100. It is very, very difficult. Like for a 7 to 8, it was a times 100. It cost me 9 billion for Guardsman level 7 for one of the guys. It cost me 900 billion for Guardsman level 8. Needless to say, it's very expensive, very difficult to do. So if you want to stop someplace, Guardsman level 7 would probably be a good idea, or Guardsman level 6. If you're Guardsman level 6, you can fight a good bit of people in this game and not really be like, oh my gosh, I'm too small, blah, blah, blah. If you're a Guardsman level 8 and everything, there's hardly anybody in this game that you're not going to either fight or have to fight, because they will find you and they will try and kill you. So be prepared to basically be bubbled at times, because there are some battles that you will not win. All right, so now that we have it to where we know what we need these points for, which is going to be the guards, we're going to work on monsters. That's what I'm going for right now, is monsters level 8. One of the things that you need to make sure that you do whenever you're like trying to build up, if you ever have it to where you're fighting other people and you can gain conquest points, make sure your army modernization is always done first. So the things that you should always do first is Guardsman level 1 and work your way up. And also at the exact same time, if you happen to fight anybody or you have Shadow Invasion pops up, get those conquest points and work on your army modernization, because this allows you for like army health, like, your melee units, your riders, your spearmen, your, ranged units, all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm at the very, very tail end of it, so I'm very, very excited because of the fact that I would really like to get it to where all my best fighters basically are leveled up as much as I possibly can. So flying units would be next. I'm almost finished with ranged units, but I'm getting at the very, very tail end of it. My siege engines, I don't really play with them very much right now. And either which way, flying units has kind of replaced siege engines, so it doesn't really matter to me. So now that you know what we need these for, let's go through and make sure that we have the things done that we need to before we fight. So number one, you need to make sure to where your bonuses are done. So VIP is something that I highly, highly recommend that everybody that can have it does have it. And a lot of times you'll get VIP from different packages that you buy or that other people will go through and buy and you actually get like, a few hours of it or whatever. VIP, ever since I've been started playing this game and I realized what it does, I do not stop using it. No matter what, I always make sure that VIP is working because it works on your daily jobs and has it to where you don't even have to do the work on it. It automatically gives it to you. Tar production, it gives gathering speed, construction, research speed, army strength, army health. Right now, my army strength and army health is a plus 25. That's a huge amount. The other thing that you need to do bonuses wise over here on the right hand side is this premium thing. So I had it in great ruler mode or whatever because I was just doing research. Now I'm switching to fighting, so I'm going to put it in great martial mode. That gives me 25% extra army strength, 25% extra army health. So it's a very, very good thing. But whenever you're done fighting, make sure you stick it back in great ruler so that this way it doesn't take you as long in order to research. Okay, now that we've covered those, the other thing that you need to make sure that your bonuses are good on is your personal bonuses. So right now my experience points are double, as far as the amount. Valor points are double. I have conquest points is something that I'm not doing right now. I'm not fighting other players or I'm not fighting Shadow Invasion. So I don't care if it's on. It ran out of time and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good with it. I'm not fighting anybody. Army strength, I have that going for the next 8 days. That's a plus 25%. You see that there's a lot of bonuses that if you're not adding them in, you're just killing yourself. You're killing your army. Army health, plus 25%, another good bonus. March speed, and then I also have it to where my food production, silver production, lumber, silver, and iron are all going with extra bonus of 100%. So that's awesome. Okay, so now that we have our bonuses out of the way and all, now we got to pick our captains. And for Arachne, if you watched the other video, great. If you haven't watched it and all, I highly recommend my other videos because I give you so many things that you got to hear it more than once. You got to see these things and do them over and over again to where it's second nature because I have wasted so much money in this game and on this game because I didn't do things the right way. And I want you guys to not have to waste money. That's the whole entire purpose of these videos. Okay, so Beowulf I am definitely going to use. Farhad I am not going to use. We're not researching anything, so therefore Farhad can be replaced. I do want Hercules. Now, if you don't have Hercules, the second best option is Cleopatra. If you don't have Hercules or Beowulf, then you can use the next strongest person that you have. So if you want to use Ada, which a lot of people are really high on Ada and everything, she's really, really good if you're using a bunch of guardsmen or whatever. But when you have it to where you're using a bunch of mercs, this might not be the best idea in the world. And so you need other people that basically will help you out. I'm not using any monsters, so I'm not using Ingrid. I'm not using any flyers, so I'm not using woos at the end. So at this point, I'm basically down to Cleopatra and also with Doria. Now, if you have it to where you have these guys, Hercules and Beowulf, use them. If you don't have either of them, then use Cleopatra, and you can use probably somebody like Leonidas would be a good idea, or Ada, or, whoever else you really have that's really leveled. I don't really use, these guys down here or whatever, Ramses. Ramses would be good if you actually have him, but some people don't have him. Alexander's not a bad choice and everything for his mounted units or whatnot. But right now, my three best people, if I had to put them on out there and everything, is Hercules, Beowulf, and the other one is not because she's my best. It's because of the fact that she gives me an added bonus that you really, really need. So I'm going to add in instead of Helen, we're going to have Doria. And I'm going to show you why. So right now with Beowulf, the information on him is every single level that he gains is another percent of army strength and army health that he adds to my army. Plus, I have them very nicely decked out and everything, so that works nicely. For Hercules, against epic monsters, every single level that he has is another 2% strength against those epic monsters. So if you basically were to take, Beowulf and put him together with Hercules, that is a very, very deadly combination against a epic level monster. We also have Doria. Doria, the reason why I really like her and everything is because of the fact that she adds Valor points. So every single level that Doria goes up, she basically adds 0.5% to the amount of Valor points that you're going to get. Which is, if you have her at a low level, then she's really useless. But if you have her at a really high level, then this makes a huge amount of difference in the amount of Valor points that I'm going to get from one fight to the next. So these are my 3 people that I would highly recommend. If you have them, use them. If you don't, here's something that I would recommend as far as like for the third person. Doria, everybody should really have her. Cleopatra, everybody should have her or get her. And then the final one, if I had to pick somebody, and this might be a surprise to a lot of you, let's say, for instance, I wasn't going to use Beowulf. I would use somebody that basically gave me army health. So here's the reason why. I know a lot of people are like strength, strength, strength. Yes, that makes a huge amount of difference in everything, but I'm going to show you why in a minute. But for right now, I'm just going to keep this a secret, and you guys can go through and guess who exactly I'm going to use. So I'm going to put Beowulf back in because, I'm not suicidal. And so, therefore, here's something that you can notice when you look at your troops. All right. So we have our troops, right? And we're going to scroll on down to, any of them. Doesn't matter. Look at the strength versus look at the health of your individual soldier. The strength is always lower than the health. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. So if the strength is always lower than the health, if I did a bonus for the health of a soldier, it would make a bigger difference than if I did a bonus for the strength of a soldier. So a good person to use, if you have them, is Ramses. Ramses goes through and gives you 1% for every single level. And then if you're talking about if you don't have Ramses, you can always use Sophia. That would be a good idea. Right now is to where the strength of my army is basically really nice with Beowulf and with Hercules. They're going to do all the killing. Doria's just basically there in order to try and give me the extra bonus. But you can use, if you have really powerful flyers that you want to use up against, the epic, that's fine. It's your choice. But I'm going to show you how to do this with using the least amount of gold that you possibly can and to where you can actually gain pretty well. Okay, so now that we've gone through and covered that stuff, here's the sales part and why I'm going to go through and advocate the way that I'm going to go through and advocate. Arachne Swarm, I've seen it to where their package of mercs is either $99 or $249. When I did Guardsman level 8, it was $249. Now, granted, they gave you more mercs and everything, so this is a smaller number. But if you notice and everything, it has this × value. So right now, I went through and I did the purchase right before I started filming this to where I got 360,000 in gold. And I paid $99 and I got these mercs. When I go through and decide that I want to do the ×2 value, I will get 720,000 in gold and twice the amount of mercs for the exact same cost. So Arachne has it to where currently they are giving you this really, really nice offer of a ×2. And the other reason why I'm telling you to use these guys versus any other sale versus any other event and everything is this right here. If you look at the mercs, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison, Epic Monster Hunters, 25,000 and 75,000, and they have the bonus of 1,000 against epic monsters. Then when you look at Arachne, we have it to where it's 10,000, so it's lower by, it's basically 40% of what the other one is. This one is at 32,000, so it's still about 40% of what the other one is. But here's the difference. You have a strength against swarm ranged units of 4,000%. So basically against Arachne, it adds 4,000% versus the other one that adds only 1,000%. If this one is basically 40%, of what the other one is, but it gives you 4 times the amount, that's 160% versus 100% basically. So we take the strength and the health, do the math and everything else like that. It ends up being to where Arachne Swarm with these guys specialized against the items or against the epic monsters that are in Arachne. This is the best package and the best way to get Valor points. If you don't like math, just trust me. If you want to do the math, go through and do it. Now, here's the part about the ×2 sale that most people need to pay attention to. Once you originally buy it, you have 2 hours to buy the ×2 sale. Now, if you're going through and battling, this is not much of an issue. I can run through all the mercs in this package within 20 minutes. This one is going to take me probably about 30 minutes in order to run through or whatever, but that's fine. I still have another hour and a half to where if I go get a sandwich or go out to use the bathroom or whatever, I'm still not going to go through and miss out anything. So this does pay off. So when you're looking at the value and everything and what exactly you need to do, Arachne, the ×2 value, you have to do the initial purchase, whether that's $99 or $249. And then within 2 hours, you got to do the value ×2 pack. And I'm going to tell you why. You initially buy this, and then after that, you could go through and buy this one, and it's twice the value. But the real kicker is every single time that you go through and you buy the ×2 value, it resets the timer for another 2 hours. So when I was playing this, when I was going for G8, I did the $249 one, which was the one that they were offering at the time. And then I went through and I did another $249, but the value ×2. I used up all that, and then I bought the value ×2 again. Used up all that, did the value ×2. And every single time that I bought it, it gave me another 2 hours in order to be able to use it. If you guys get my point, that means that you're going to basically get double the value whenever you do a ×2 value, and it keeps on popping up. If you know that you're going to be going through and using a crap ton of mercs and you're going to blow out a single event, like if I were somebody that, was tight on money and everything, I would save up money in the course of a month and I would decide, okay, when Arachne hits in 3 weeks and everything, and I'm going to get paid and everything, and I have a certain amount of money that I can set aside, let's say it's like $500 or $750 or $1,000 or whatever, I am going to hit Arachne like nobody's business. So I'll do the initial, pack, and then I'll do the value ×2, value ×2, value ×2, however many times you can do it until you go through and hit your, I don't have any more money to be able to spend on this game, I'm done, walk away. You got to know when to walk away. Kind of like in Vegas, when you're on a winning streak and everything, you need to know when to walk out of there. Otherwise, you're going to lose your money. So we're going to do the value ×2, which is awesome. And not yet because of the fact that I still have to use the initial package, but I do have an hour and 39 minutes in order to do it. Plus, also, I'm not going to try and buy it on the computer because I have to put in my check card information, and I don't want you guys, raiding my bank account. So, no offense. All right, now that we have the mercs to do it, here's the other thing that you need to know before you sign off and you're like, okay, I know what to do or whatever. When you battle Arachne, this is something that I was making a mistake for the longest time and I kicked myself in the butt because I'm like, holy crap, I wasted so much money this way. Yeah. I'm not doing another one yet. So we already have a portal from one of my clan members. Thank you very much, whoever the heck did that. Here's the way that you're gonna like basically approach your fighters against Arachne. If you know that you have mercs that are usually 2 levels ahead of your units, your guardsmen, and that they have a plus 4,000 bonus, you do not, under any circumstances, send anyone but mercs. Here's the reason why. Your guys are going to die, no matter what. You can't beat Arachne and everything like that. Now, it might be to where Arachne is basically worn the heck down and she's about to die and everything else like that. And so you might be able to beat like the remains of whatever she had left, which I've done it before. I've killed her like, I think like 5 times now. But what I'm going to do is, since I know I'm going to have to revive my guys, don't send any monsters and don't go through and send any guardsmen. If you decide to send guardsmen, there's nothing wrong with that. But what you do is you send the guys that you know are going to die and you're not going to revive them. So if I was to send like an army right now, I would go through and basically be like, okay, I need all these different guys. I'm going to send my dragon and everything, which is free, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to send my Arachne soldiers or whatever. I have them all to where it's nice and balanced and stuff. I want to kill off these lower level monsters that I really don't need. I did it just to go through and get some more might and everything like that. It's like, oh, if you have built 75 of these guys, then you get an extra 200,000 might or whatever. I'm like, cool. I just want to look a little bit better. Yay. I was trying to hit 200 million for my might, just to be honest. So I'm sending these guys, which I know are going to die. I am not going to revive them, and therefore I will send them. But these other guys right here, I am going to keep around for right now. And then with the other guys along here, I'm not sending these guys, not sending these guys. No, no, no. Because these guys are my core army. I am not going to touch them. The other thing is, if you're going to send soldiers and everything, like Arachne has it to where there's a mixture of different ones that you will be able to fight and everything. Some are ranged, some are having it to where they're melee, some are mounted and all. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I can send, a little bit of a mixture of these guys. My melee, my, archerish, and my mounted or whatever. But for right now, I know that those guys are going to die, so I'm not going to send them. These guys I had basically gotten because of, oh, if you do 10 of these or this or that or whatever, then, you get in this quest aspect. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So these guys are going to die, and I'm okay with it. I'm not going to revive them. So this attack will be with a little bit more guys or whatever. Our mercs are good. Remember, if you're only going, if you don't have any guys that you really want to die and you're not going to revive them, then only send these mercs. That's all you want to send. Don't send these guys. They have a value, against other ones of plus 1,000. So they're good against other players, other people, other stuff. And against other players, they're not really the best and everything, but they're still better than our guardsmen. So that's the only reason why I keep them around. And they're relatively cheap. All right, so it looks like we're good. We have our bonuses done. We're in the right mode for premium and everything. Let's go through and let's fight. All right, so we're going to send it. And we're going to speed this up. Yes, I don't want to sit here for 2 minutes and 40 seconds and just stare at this. So I got Hercules going on in. Let's zoom it in just a little bit because we don't need to be all out. So I switched to Doria as far as the look of it or whatever. I don't care. All right, people are dead. Yay, who cares? We're going to revive Doria, we're going to revive Hercules, and we're going to revive Beowulf. The other people that we're going to revive will be the different mercs that are attached to Arachne. So these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys. My monsters that were lower level that I had only done in order to basically gain quests, they did go through and help me gain Valor points, so I'm going to go through and let these guys die. And they die too. Sorry, guys. The reason why I'm killing them off is because they cost so much in order to revive, and the other aspect of it is to where I fully plan on getting monsters level 8, so yeah, they can die right now. And once I get closer to monsters level 8, then I'll go through and kill off my monsters that are level 7. But for right now, I'm going to keep them around for at least the next like 7 hours while I do the research or whatever in order to get there. Actually, it'll probably be like 2 days of researching and everything. All right, so we went through and got rid of our extra stuff or whatever, the extra troops that we don't need. We're going to attack again. Now, one other thing that you need to know and everything, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this. When you fight an epic level monster, if there are other players that fight her at the exact same time, you get less Valor points. So if this whole entire area is all cluttered up and there's a whole lot of people attacking Arachne, I am going to get less Valor points for every single group that I send in. I'm still going to die, but I get less Valor out of it. So you always want to have it to where you fight a enemy whenever nobody else is going to be around. Like during the middle of the night is a great idea for epic level monsters. Whether or not it's your time or Australia's time or Europe time or whatever. Right now, Europe is probably just waking up, but they're not exactly playing. It's like midnight in the US, so most of the players have gone to sleep. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to keep on fighting Arachne. All right, so now the only thing that we're going to send is basically our mercs. We already have it preset as far as the amount that are going. And we have it to where we're not using any monsters, so that's good. Not using any of these guys, so that's good. And we're going to start a march. And you'll notice my march time also went down because of the fact that I don't have monsters that are slow as hell. I can improve their march speed, but for right now, it just makes it easy. And we're sending in Hercules in order to go bash it, club it, beat it down, beat it down. And cool. And one of our captains leveled up, don't care. Trust me, I care, but I really don't really need to like care all that much right now. Okay, we're going to revive. And if you notice, right, it's like you're not using that much gold when you're going through and reviving these guys compared to if you had guardsmen involved or whatever. Now, right now, I am dangerously low on gold and everything, which really, really sucks. I got to admit, I like the $250 package better because of the fact that you have so much, you know, gold per time that you don't have to refresh. So unfortunately, I am going to have to end the video here, but you guys get the idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the value times 2 pack on my phone once I get off of here and everything off this video. And I'm going to get this, and I'm going to send only the mercs that specialize against Arachne. And then I'm going to have to refresh and get another package of only the mercs that specialize against Arachne. And it's going to be a pain in the butt and everything, but it's times 2 value. 720,000 gold every single time that I send them. That sounds great. The other thing that you get whenever you go through and do a lot of these packages or whatever, you will see in your limited section that it will add extra sales involved, like bonus sale, tar times 3. One time before, I had it to where they said speed everything up times 3 sale. That was awesome because I'm still using the speed ups right now from that, and it's been a few weeks later, and I've done a ton of research. So this is the best way in order to get Valor points. I would highly recommend that you guys go through and participate in Arachne. Now, Ragnarok is awesome, don't get me wrong, but they do not have mercs that specialize against Ragnarok. And that's the only reason why I am recommending this over Ragnarok. Other than that, Ragnarok's prizes are very, very cool. Arachne's prizes are kind of crappy and everything. So make sure that you go through and, oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. Whenever you've gone through and completed your first run or 2 against Arachne, check in the event, and then we're going to look at what exactly Arachne gave us as part of the prizes. There is a experience points times, plus 25%. Claim it. We have Valor points plus 25%. Heck yeah, claim it. And then you also have your scrolls. Unfortunately, this is the only prizes that Arachne gives you, so it's kind of, bullcrap. And then you can also go through and you can claim your prizes from your triumphal or whatever. So, yay, I completed that. So great. Oh, wow. Woohoo. After you get up to level 80 on the triumphal, it kind of loses its flavor for me. Like, the prizes are okay, but they really suck in comparison to actual, like, what originally showed or whatnot. So let's look at regular. I completed some of that. Yay. Okay, that's nice. And then we got some rewards. I'll go through and click on it. Claim, 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 claim. All right, cool. Done. So after you go through and beat up on Arachne like 1 or 2 times, make sure you claim the prizes that come from it because there is XP bonus, and then you also have the Valor points bonus. I have some other stuff there going on right now. Oh, Pharaoh's Hunt. That's cool. Claim, claim, and claim, and claim. That's awesome. I really hate Pharaoh's Hunt because they go through and they give you, stuff that just like it's the lottery. It's kind of like a slot machine. Like, ooh, what kind of prize will I get? I always get the worst. The other thing that's going on right now that I will actually go through and mention as part of this video is Authority Rush. And if I haven't shown you anything about this or whatever, I do apologize. But Authority Rush is cool because whenever you have guys that die and you have to revive them, you gain Authority Rush components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get because I have these coins, I'm going to get more mercs out of this. Therefore, I can send against Arachne in order to go through and they will die. And I will not revive them because I don't want to, spend the gold on it or whatever. If you have potions, that's cool or whatnot. But these guys are kind of cool to have hang around or whatever. And because my army is looking very, very skimpy and everything, mercs would not be a bad thing right now. And every single time that you click on them, they change. So you'll get like a different kind of merc or whatever out of it. There's also clan chests and everything. The good thing is though that they give you potions, which are nice. So I'm going to give me some potions. And this guy's kind of cool. So I'll get that. Got that. I do need some more potions, so I will go through and get that. I like this cannon thing and all, but it's to where I don't really need it. So it's kind of like at this point, it's like, yeah. But I'm also out of coins and everything, so it kind of works out. All right, guys, I think that about covers everything that happens during Arachne, the best way to get the Valor points from it and all, so that this way we could go through and build it on up. Right now, I'm sitting at 2.62 trillion points and everything. I have another about 7 trillion points to go. So you can imagine I'm going to be playing Arachne for probably the next 2-3 hours and everything. But this is basically the best way to get Valor points. Do Arachne, do the sale, and everything with the mercs or whatever, and then get that value times 2 pack, and then within the next 2 hours, get the value times 2 pack, and then that value times 2 pack, and just keep on going until you go through and you get what you need. Make sure you save up for this event, and also have it to where you know what your spending limit is. Do not spend too much money on this. You don't need to get broken up with by your girlfriend or husband or, divorced or anything else because of the fact that you were an idiot and spent $5,000 on trying to get Valor points in this game, and then your significant other's like, oh, we can't pay the mortgage, I'm leaving you, and it's just like, So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have it to where there's any topic that you want me to cover in a video, I will gladly go through and do it. Just let me know what exactly it is. And within a week or so, I should be able to get it to where I do a video of it because these events, they go through and they recycle and they recycle. So if I don't get to it immediately, I do apologize, but I am definitely trying my best to balance being a dad and also all the other things I got to get done. So you guys have a good day and bye.